Another aspect of this
I'll
film...
probably end up chopping all that.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, this is... Look, I'm sorry, but
No.
This is suicide, and this movie, this is directly... I mean, we can tiptoe around it, but this podcast generally doesn't tiptoe around things.
We stomp.
We stomp. And, if you're a delicate person, you've already stopped listening. So, people who listen to podcasts, I think, are always looking and listening for something for themselves, Maybe this might help somebody go, you know what, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just put that razor down and just live another week.
That is a nice thought.
And it is. And you know what? You'll feel better next week. You will.
Yes,
you just will. Because you might hear a really good tune or something and it'll just lift your spirits.
Well, I actually think they'll hear another week of us.
And then they'll cut their throats. I can't deal with this anymore.
The other thing that got to me in this film was the fact that when he did go in the afterlife, I'm not going to give away things. I'm not going to.
It's a 30-year-old film. I don't care about it.
I care.
Guys, can we just...
don't interrupt me. Do not interrupt.
Go on.
There are a couple of points in the film where he realises that his children have listened to something he said just off a whim. He hasn't thought about the thought. I know that's a bit of a... He's made a comment with his kids around and hasn't realised how much those kids have taken in. And it would have just been a throwaway statement, and yet these kids have taken this thought into their afterlife. So as a parent, something that you might just say off the cuff has really become a strong thing, a thought for the children.
Well, it just feeds back to what we said before. Sometimes you don't realise the people you affect in your life.
But that's what I found interesting.
You don't realise the good that you do in other people's lives.
Not even just good. I mean, it was a throwaway comment. It wasn't a bad comment, but it turned into a bit of a slight negative thing, I thought.
No, it's not a negative thing. It just reinforces... explain to me then.
Okay. When... I'm going to ruin it for people, so if you actually want to see the film not be ruined, tune out now.
They should have watched this film with us.
No, they shouldn't have. They're listening to see if it's a decent enough film.
This is how it should be.
No, it shouldn't.
Yes.
Stop
Watch the films
arguing.
with us. Go on.
No. Anyway, so he...
Spoiler alert.
Gosh, I'm hating you so much right now.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, so he's in the afterlife. I'll pick the first thing that happens. He's been dropped off by Albert into another thought-made afterlife by Leona.
Yeah.
And Leona,
who is played by?
Oh my gosh, Rosalind Chow.
Yep, she's in Star Trek.
Well, there you go. Anyway, so
one of the Star Trek iterations.
I was about to say there's so many.
Yeah,
pick one. So Leona is she's there. She helps. And she actually does a lot with animals, as she says. But anyway, what we find out is she's dressed up like an Asian, almost like an air hostess.
She is an Asian air hostess.
And she's got on her tag, Leona. And we find out that it's actually Chris's daughter, Maria.
Yes.
Oh, Marie, I should say. Not Maria. Marie. And because he made a comment once about how graceful and beautiful Asian women are. And so, therefore, she wants to look like this woman so that she'll look graceful and beautiful like her dad.
Because we want the people who we love to love us.
Which made me go, oh, my gosh. And he said, I don't mean all women. And she goes, but you said Asian women are graceful and beautiful. And so, therefore, I wanted to look like this in my afterlife because you get to pick what you look like because, with your thoughts, you can have your afterlife being whatever you want.
Yep.
And so that's what she had chosen, to be that air hostess that they had seen.
Now, without bringing on your...
helicopter parent
No. But
stresses.
It just gets back to what I was trying to say before, in that we affect people's lives in one of two ways. We are the villain in many of the people's lives that we affect without even realising it. You can go through just a normal day and you're an arsehole in somebody's life. You know, you might have cut them off without even realising that you did it in traffic and you were the arsehole. That made them pull over and lose their temper and, you know, they failed to get the job that they were going for. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's what I mean. The fact that
you
can affect someone's life so much,
yes,
even their afterlife
yes.
so much.
So if you've got a life and you're alive and you're listening to this podcast, what I am trying to say because of this is that it's a worthwhile life. It's always a worthwhile life, but it's only worthwhile if you live it.
We're being really deep here. That's twice now.
No, it's not. It's really fucking obvious.
No, I know.
You live it. You do your best you can. You know, what's the expression? You live the best life you can lead, you know, and there are going to be other people who are going to shit on your head from time to time, and you just have to cop that shit.
Brush it off, keep going.
Yeah, you just do it, you know. As Winston Churchill would say, when you're going through hell, keep going. You know, it's the only way of going forward. And if you're desperately unhappy, it's your fault. I'm sorry, but it is. It's your fault. It doesn't matter how many people are shitting on you. It's going to be your fault that you're unhappy.
What we're saying is you are responsible for your own happiness.
No. I like to say it's your fault.
You are responsible for your own happiness. If you want to be happy, you can be. Just
let them
do
off
it.
the hook. Let people off the hook. No, that's not. Look.
No.
It's
you know
such a precious thing, life and humanity that we've got. It is such a precious thing. I'm not going to fuck around with it. You know, people.
But you just decide for yourself that you're going to be happy, don't you, Paul?
I'm not happy.
You're not that unhappy.
I make sure that I get up in the morning and I affect people in a positive way, and I go through and I look after my son.
That sounds pretty happy.
That's what I.
It's
whatever it is. Whatever it is.
It is not 100% wonderfulness, but you know,
it is whatever it is. You know, and I don't put a label on it. I just do what I've got to do because I'm just trying to lead that life.
Wow,
the best life you can lead.
No,
at the time.
I just realised how much unicorns and cupcakes and rainbows I really am.
Yeah, well. Light and dark. You made the comment that, you know, you think that I'm not a dark person.
Oh, I think sometimes you're not.
No, I always strive not to be. But I'm a realist at the end of the day.
I know. There's a difference between being dark and being a realist.
Yeah, well...
I know that line's very blurry at the moment.
Let me put it this way. I don't go out of my way looking for darkness and becoming like some sort of goth or something like that.
Hence why I say you're not dark.
No, I'm not. I'm not, but I'm a realist. And
they're two different things.
Yes.
I know it's blurry, but they are two different things.
Okay, well, I'll take
I don't like darkness. People who are specifically looking only for the dark stuff bring you down.
I don't do that.
No, hence why we're friends. If you were dark, then we wouldn't be friends.
Oh, really?
Yes. Work harder, mate. No more realism, darkness.
Okay, can I change my movie selection for next week? See if I can implode this friendship once and for all.
Come on, you'd miss the rainbows.
Oh, I'd miss the rainbows. Yeah, that's true.
So was there anything else you wanted to add about this film that I haven't added?
I think it's a beautiful movie.
Okay, how many stars do you think, Paul?
Well, I thought at times that it was... No. I literally could talk for hours about this film. I know, do you know what? Do you know where we are on the?
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know?
No, I don't.
We're way out.
What I do want to know is...
We're way out into the red.
What I do want to know is your star rating.
It's too important a movie, and it still affected me very, very strongly. And it makes you think about life, and it does achieve what it aims to do in that it makes you want to think about life and everything about it, you know, and how you affect other people and how they affect you. And, you know, there are so many tangled webs in this that you just simply cannot put it into a box. It just will not stuff into a box. I'm sorry, Pip. It doesn't. So I'm going to give it a 9.
Okay.
And I didn't think I was going to. I thought I was going to rate it very low.
I thought you were too, but
Me
judging
too.
from the first
but I
conversation.
can't. You know, from this conversation that we've had, And I'm just thinking, you know what?
All the points I brought
know,
up.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It just, what it's trying to do is magnificent. It is. It makes you. It may break your heart on multiple levels at multiple times, but at the end of the day, you just want to be a better person at the end of it. And I can't think of a better way of patting a film on the back than giving it a high score for that. So 9 it is.
Okay, 9 from Paul. I'm going to give it an 8.
That's a higher mark than I thought, because I thought you were going to be a sniper in the grass again.
No, there was so many little things that made me go,
What was your emotional reaction to the movie?
I've told you the points that made me go, oh my gosh, what if I'm saying things to my kids and they're taking it in when it's just a flyaway comment? Oh my gosh. And it's making me very self-conscious about what I'm actually saying. Maybe I should start texting my husband instead of talking to him in front of them. Just send him text.
Can I ask this simple question?
Yes.
Did it make you cry in any way?
It made my heart jump into my throat.
Right.
But I don't have tear ducts, so.
Fucking hell. If that one couldn't make you cry, I swear to God, you'd be laughing all the way through Schindler's List. Honestly, you was shocker.
There was parts of it that made me go, like when he's reading out the eulogy for his son, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
You didn't even cry at that.
No, well,
You're a heartless, soulless bastard. You really are.
I felt for it, and my heart was in my throat, but I didn't cry.
Oh, my God. All right, Pip, no worries. Okay, I'm going to make you cry in a movie. I've now got a clear mission in life. Thank you for giving me something to live for.
You find a really sad crying movie for me.
I'm going to find films.
So, War for the Planet of the Apes, that was put up by Cinematic Randomness, was 7.5 stars from you and 7 stars from me.
Yep.
And What Dreams May Come, 9 stars from Paul and 8 stars from me.
Yep.
So, 2 goodish films.
Yep. And look, I know we're a little harsh on the whole suicide thing, and we're just, it's got to be mildly entertaining sort of thing. If you are feeling bad, go and talk to somebody.
Yes, it's important.
Sometimes we just need to just spend a little bit of time. If you're feeling lonely or closed off, go and reach out to someone. If it's a friend at the pub, or if you've got to go, look, a friend who's sitting there and prepared to sit and listen to all the shit that you're dribbling out is far greater value than a shrink.
If you're having issues, also you can ring up suicide hotline.
Oh, sure.
They are helpful too.
They are helpful, but if you've got a friend...
Friends are better.
Friends are far better.
Because they know all your shit. You don't have to start from the start.
They will get you through the shit, and you will find that there is somebody who cares for you. There always is. Even if you don't know it, sometimes you just have to reach out. And if you're feeling bad about life, have a look at yourself. No, I'm serious.
You were going really well there.
Oh, I was going so well. But no,
You're going
seriously.
really well.
No, have a look at yourself. There's a reason you don't have a lot of friends, and it's usually because you've been hurt or you've closed off or anything like that. It's not a terrible thing to say. It sounds heartless.
It just means that you've got to put yourself out there.
No, that's right. You've got to be a little brave. You can't be terrified little imp for the rest of your life. Get out there and fucking reach out to people, because they're there, and they, and if you reach out and that person's an arsehole, well, fuck them off. Ain't worth it. Move on, But anyway, all good. Have a little bit of wisdom.
How are you not a psychologist?
What? I'm not. I drive garbage trucks.
I know, you can tell.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if your life is depending on it, listen to the words of a garbo. We know. We're at the bottom all the time. All right.
Anyway, so next week, we're not doing any movies for Facebook friends for a little bit.
We're just going to have a little selfish moment for ourselves.
Just for a little while.
Yes.
If there's any movies that you really, really, really want us to do, put them up anyway, and we will do them at some point. But at the moment,
we're
probably
sick
for this
of
month,
watching everybody else's muck.
Well, it's not. There's only one movie a week. Anyway, we'll be doing a couple of movies for us soon, and I'm sure we'll do some Christmas stuff soon as well. So this week, Paul's put up a film and I've put up a film. Paul, which film did you put up?
I can't remember. Go on.
The Revenant.
Oh, yes. Was that my film?
Yes.
I thought that was your film.
No, my film is Burke and Hare.
Okay, Burke and Hare.
Which I haven't seen and I want to see, so that's why I put it on there. Otherwise, I will never get to see it.
You do realise
And I only